Hello everybody, my name is Alex and I am a game master running Star Trek Adventures on Start Playing Games. Today I'm going to be looking over how character advancement works in Star Trek Adventures because this is a system that is quite a lot different from how character advancement systems work in a lot of other games you might have played. I'm going to be using the character William T. Riker. Let's pull up a picture of him there. Using the character William T. Riker as an example, using his values and showing how his values can be used to grow the character, not just narratively, but then also mechanically increasing his stats. So Riker in Star Trek Adventures has these 4 values: live life to the fullest, one true love, Deanna, worth the risk, and when all looks lost, improvise. These are taken out of an official supplement that gave stats to the characters, and they work pretty well. Now, in Star Trek Adventures, when you use, you can use values to either spend or gain determination. Determination is a meta currency that gives you bonuses on your rolls. It's not super important. Just when you use determination, you get some free successes on your roll, and so using it wisely is important. When you use the values, we're going to pull that in. We can, there we go. We're just going to group these. This is value uses. We can pull this group up here. Now, values can be used to spend a determination with a positive use. They can be used to gain determination with a negative use, or they can be used to gain determination with a challenge. And that is there we go, challenge. The first one is pretty simple. When you positively use a value, let's say, for example, Riker uses a positive value of worth the risk, he might do something like call a bluff. It's pretty, it's maybe worth calling somebody's bluff because you can win an intimidation check that way. And when you do that, you get a bonus on your roll. You spend the determination. You say, I believe and it's worth the risk. You spend it and you get a bonus on your roll for that because you really care about what's going on here. The negative use is when your values kind of get you in trouble. So you gain determination for that. You're not spending it. This is when you get more determination to spend later, but then you also cause a complication in the story. So for example, Riker might have a negative use where he takes a risk that maybe he shouldn't have and he loses a crew member, or he causes damage or something like that, something that wasn't worth the risk. The GM will then kind of award the player determination. He might kind of offer a determination in order to make a mistake, and then the character does a negative use there and gains it there. The last one is a challenge. So you can gain determination by challenging a value. And challenge is when your character rethinks what they believe in and they change it up. When you challenge a value, you kind of act against your beliefs. So maybe after losing a crew member, Riker might decide, you know what, it's not worth taking risks anymore, and decide to take a safer route. The character can then gain the determination to rewrite their value. And he might rewrite it to, play it safe, something like that. So these are the 3 determination spends, and knowing how to spend and gain determination in play is important to developing your character, because using your determination to either gain or spend it is required in order to write mission logs, or at least to write mission logs in a way that counts towards character development. So let's go through a couple missions that Riker does. So in the middle of editing this, I realized that we were about to jump into an overview of an entire campaign with Riker without giving a bird's eye view of what character advancement generally looks like. So let's just do that really quick right here. Imagine that after every single mission, you're going to write a mission log, and that mission log is like a link in a chain. When links share the same value with one another, they can link together and form that chain. For every link after the first one, you're going to unlock some small character advancement, like raising your stats. And when you have enough links in the chain, you're going to unlock a larger reward called a character arc. The character arc rewards require longer and longer chains as you go, but every link after the first one can generally get a milestone reward as well. With that in mind, let's continue watching the video. Thanks. Here's mission 1. So on mission 1, Riker calls a bluff from a Klingon warship, risking Picard's life. It pays off though, and it works well. He gets that bonus on his roll, and this is a kind of positively affirming that Riker does believe it's worth the risk. On this first mission, nothing's going to happen. You're just going to kind of write down, maybe the name of the mission. You're going to write down the value that you use. This is the most important part because you want to track which values are kind of being used in play. And then this blue part is optional. So you don't necessarily have to write a little synopsis about what you did, but I usually recommend it. So this is pretty simple so far. On the second mission, here it is, mission 2. So on mission 2, we're also using it's worth the risk. It's the same value a second time, and I'll get back to that in a second. It's also a positive use, so we are affirming that Riker does believe that it's worth the risk and that it's benefiting him. And I'll get back to the milestone bit. But what did Riker do? He ordered the Enterprise to thread the needle through a dangerous asteroid field. So dangerous asteroid field, he just says, let's go on through. And the Enterprise does, the kind of the spinny thing through the rocks. And he takes a risk there and orders it. He gets a bonus on his roll. It works out, whatever. And then this is making a callback to this one. So because these have the same value, so here on mission 2, value, it's worth a risk, and on mission 1, value, it's worth a risk. Because this is the same one, this is called a callback. So callback to I'll put that to it's worth the risk. Gain, and then you also gain determination. I'll make that a little bit wider so you can see the arrow. So mission 2 makes a callback to mission 1 for it's worth the risk. These are the same value. When you make a callback, you gain determination like right in the middle of the session. And then at the end of the session, you write the log. You say, I use this value. Or at the end of the mission, you write the log, I use this value. And then you gain a milestone. A milestone is where the character advancement actually happens. I'm not going to get into all the different options here, but there's a list in the rulebook for how you can advance your character when you get a milestone. There are things like add focuses, increase one of your stats. You can get a +1 on something. You can get a new talent, like a new special ability, that kind of thing. There's a bunch of them there. But just note that because you make a callback to a previous session, you get a milestone. All right, now let's look at mission 3. Mission 3 is using the value, live life to the fullest. So it's not going to make a callback to mission 1 because it's not the same value. They're not talking about the same thing. But what did he do? Riker enjoyed some Klingon cuisine and impressed the Klingon crew. So because Riker is living life to the fullest, kind of enjoying lots of different experiences, lots of different foods, he spends the determination that he gets, and he can use it to impress the Klingons by being like, look, I can eat your food too, that kind of thing. So this is not a callback. We're not going to get a milestone because it's not making that callback, but it's setting us up for future advancement. For mission 4, we're going to go back to it's worth the risk again. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, and hopefully this doesn't become too hard to read. There we go. For mission 4, we're just going to put it back here. And this is going to go back here. So I'm not going to write the callback thing again, but I'm going to draw the arrow. So anytime I draw these arrows, just remember you gain determination, and it's called a callback. So on mission 4, it's worth the risk. This is a negative use. A negative use is when you do something that is kind of detrimental to your character or the crew. You make a mistake. Your values bring you too far or misguide you. So what did Riker do? He ordered a subordinate to stand their ground, hoping to save a civilian colony from the invasion. It quickly fails. Typically, the GM will kind of offer opportunities to use a negative use of a value. They might be like, hey, your character, always believes things are worth the risk. Would you like a point of determination in order to take a risk, take a risky play on this one. And the player might agree, they might not, they might take the determination, they might not. It's up to the player. But either way, this is also a call. I will write this down here. So this is also a callback. And because it's a callback, you're going to get the character advancement. Now you'll notice I did not write milestone here. That's because there's something extra special happening. Because this is the third log in this chain, we are going to group these together into something called a character arc. Do a little zoom out again. Oop, move these down. Make sure you can see that. There we go. So this is a character arc 1. When you have your third link in a chain for the first time, you get a character arc. And a character arc is kind of the same thing as a milestone. You get +1 to some of your stats, you get some other stuff. But character arcs are more powerful than milestones. They get better improvements. You can only get them, you get them a little bit less often than milestones, and I'll show you why in a second. But you have to kind of like build up to the character arc, and you get like a super milestone. All right, let's look at mission 5. Where are we with that? Mission 5 is going to be a callback to Live Life to the Fullest. This is the second mission in this chain. We're going to link those together, so that is a callback. And actually, I'm going to make all of these a different color because these are going to be part of a new character arc. So mission 5 is calling back to mission 3 here. What does he do? He fell for the wiles of a spy while vacationing on Ryza. Really classic Riker move. So he's living life to the fullest, and because he's just enjoying himself on Ryza, kind of experiencing all there is to experience, he gets himself in trouble, and the GM gives him a point of determination. Because this is also a callback, notice the arrow here, he gets a milestone. He gets some character advancement off of leaning into his character, what he believes in. Mission 6 is going to be a new value, One True Love, Deanna. We're just going to put this one down here. You'll notice that as the campaign goes on, so we're now 6 missions into it, there are different values being hit on, and they don't always, unlock character stuff, but they are kind of setting you up for getting more milestones in the future. So on mission 6, One True Love, Deanna, it's a positive use, gain determination. A personal connection to Deanna, help Will identify a changeling imposter. So, because he really believes that Deanna is his one true love, he's very familiar with her, and he's able to kind of recognize. I'm also going to change this to, let's do this is going to be the purple one. All right, mission 7. Where are we with that? Mission 7 is going to be a callback to mission 5, Live Life to the Fullest. In mission 5, or in mission 7, the value is Live Life to the Fullest, and Will is challenging this value after having a kind of a negative experience with maybe taking fun a little bit too far. Will decides that he's going, maybe he doesn't believe in living life to the fullest. It's kind of gone badly. So what does Will do? He orders the crew to stay on alert while in transit. Anything could happen at any time. He could have given them some off time, told them to enjoy themselves, live life to the fullest, but now he believes he has a new value, to have fun responsibly. When you challenge a value, you're going to rewrite the value that you're challenging into something new, and it becomes part of this new chain. We're going to change the colors here just to make everything clear. There we go. But you still gain the milestone. So because there's this link, this is callback, and remember, you're gaining determination at each of these links. Gains the milestone. All right, let's move on to mission 8. For mission 8, we're actually going to go back to our first value. It's worth the risk again. Now, I'm just going to put it here because it's using the same value as everything in Arc 1, but it's not going to become a part of character Arc 1. I'm going to color this one green, and I'm going to make sure that this one is colored something else like red. So character Arc 1 is already finished, right? It's got that 3 missions in there, but we're not going to add in a 4th. Instead, but we can use the value still. What happens in mission 8? So Riker decides to trust a Romulan and convinces Starfleet to protect them. This is a positive use, so he's saying, it's worth the risk protecting them, spends his determination, and appeals to Starfleet to protect a Romulan that he trusts. This works out for him. This is a positive use, kind of affirming. And just like everything else, it's going to link back into here. I'm going to color this color this arrow red. But you still get the milestone here. This is still a callback. It's still a milestone. It's just not a part of this character arc anymore. In future missions, so for example, if we have, mission, 12 or something like that, and then mission, maybe mission 13, whatever, these can all link together still, kind of creating a new chain here. All right, let's move on. This is mission 8. Let's take a look at mission 9. Mission 9 goes back to have fun responsibly. Now, have fun responsibly is a different value than live life to the fullest, but it's still a part of the same chain. Lived life to the fullest kind of changes into have fun responsibly, and then mission 9 can still reference back to mission 7. Because this is kind of still part, like these are related. Live life to the fullest changes into have fun responsibly, and it's still eligible for a character advancement. Now, this is the 4th value in this set, and I'm actually just going to make sure these are the same size. Move this one down. We're going to group these all together again. And this, if I can grab that handle there. Oop. Yeah, sure. This is character arc 2. Character arc 2. And let's give that a color that matches. There we go. So now we have character arc 1 for it's worth the risk, and we have character arc 2 that shows live life to the fullest, changing into have fun responsibly. This one has 4 missions here, and this is because the number of logs that you have to have all linked together in order to form a character arc increases by 1 for every character arc that you have. So the first one needs 3, the second one needs 4, the third one needs 5, the fourth one needs 6, etc. I think that's pretty intuitive. Just the more character arcs you have, just remember to add 1 to each of the characters you already have. So if we were to have another character arc for it's worth the risk, we would now need to have 5 of them in this new red chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that would be character arc 3. There is a parallel character development system called Reputation, where you track your character's career through Starfleet. This is how you get awards, get promotions, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to get into the Reputation system right now, but that might be a future video. For now, I just wanted to take a look at how character values work and how your character values lead to character growth. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy this video and you want to play Star Trek Adventures, I do have campaigns open right now with seats available to play Star Trek Adventures every week. You can sign up to play on startplaying.game/GM/GMAlex. There will be a link in the description to those campaigns and also my profile page so that you can join those. We have a lot of fun. It's great for new players. I love teaching the game, and we just kind of learn as we play, introducing mechanics as the game goes on. If you're experienced in Star Trek Adventures, I think it's also great. We'll be playing the Shackleton Expanse, so if you've not played that campaign before, then there will be something new for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.